Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Josh Carney. 9 draft picks, of which 8 made the 53-man roster. 129 games, 77 total starts, and at least 2 franchise cornerstones moving forward, maybe more. The 2021 draft class for the Pittsburgh Steelers looks rather solid on paper, especially at the top. So it's baffling to see NFL.com's Nick Shook grade the Steelers draft class tied for the worst in the AFC North with the Baltimore Ravens, trailing behind the Cincinnati Bengals at number 1 and the Cleveland Browns at number 2. Sure, Bengals rookie receiver Jamar Chase had a historic year, setting the NFL's single-season receiving yards record with 1,455 yards, and kicker Evan McPherson had a terrific postseason, literally kicking the Bengals to the Super Bowl. But the Browns and Ravens draft classes above the Steelers, that's just a bridge too far. Of the 4 draft classes in the rugged AFC North, no team saw its draft class, counting drafted rookies only and not undrafted free agents, play or start in more games than Pittsburgh's. Now, that may have been out of necessity due to injuries, but the Steelers came out of the 2021 NFL Draft with at least 4 starters, including Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, Dan Moore Jr., and Presley Harvin III. 5 if you want to count Kendrick Green at this point. Add in 2 rotational pieces in defensive tackle, defensive end Isaiah Loudermilk, and do everything defensive back Trey Norwood. And it's clear that Kevin Colbert and the rest of the front office hit on nearly every draft pick they made last April. The same can't truly be said for any of the 3 other teams in the division. Just for comparison's sake, the Bengals saw rookies play in 96 games with 44 starts. The Browns, 93 games played, 30 starts. Baltimore saw rookies play in 76 games with 22 starts. Remember, Pittsburgh's numbers. 129 games played, 77 total starts by rookies. Playing in games, let alone starting games, for a playoff team has to mean something. I understand wanting to be low on the Steelers draft class initially due to drafting a running back in the first round and then passing on a lineman in the second round to grab a tight end. But the class's body of work speaks for itself, especially after the longest season in NFL history. It deserves much more respect from a guy like Shook, rather than sitting at the bottom of the AFC North when it comes to draft class grades. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Alex Kozora and Dave Bryan every Tuesday and Friday.